Today, it's all about cheese. But which cheese do you think it's going to be? What's good? It's your boy Rico. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Duel. Welcome back to another day of Throwback Thursday. And like I said in the intro, it's going to be all about cheese. Now, I'm most notably known for my Mew Shuttle Flip cheese. But in today's episode, we are going to be exploring the Tympole and the Danger Signal cheese. It was the funny thing about this is I made a video about this, and the day after that, I think I was streaming. And I think I was played Full Melt, and Full Melt completely cheesed me with the Danger Signal. It was actually hysterical. Like, the people in the chat were like, they're laughing at me because, like, bro, you just made a video on this and then forgot how to use it. Like, it was pretty comical. But all right, we're gonna jump into this, and hopefully the audio is a lot better than the last one. I believe I fixed it, but we'll double check and make sure. So let's jump right into the Danger Signal. Oh, before we go into it, the Danger Signal, when Tympole first came out, when it lands the Danger Signal, I think it said something like you can either move a Tympole, Seismitoad, or the Palpitoad within its MP range. And I just thought it was dumb because like that would require you having a Palpitoad or a Seismitoad in your deck. But I didn't realize that it also counted towards yourself, your own Tympole. So if you land the purple, you get to actually move 3 MP or within its range if there's nothing blocking it, because of it had 3 MP. So I can't remember who, I saw somebody use it, and I thought they had such a great strategy where like you start off, you go up the right, someone has to counter it, and then you go up the center right, and then they're gonna have to counter there, and then you could just air balloon whatever's there, and if you land your purple, that's GG boys. But all right, let's jump in and watch. We're gonna react. This one's only 20 minutes, so let's go.
You guys know how I love the Mew
skip right here
on this man because of what he's about to do to me. He's going to be...
Wait, what? I'm already in it. Oh my god, I actually remember this. I believe this guy, like, he DM me, he BMs me at the beginning of this video. Oh, dude, that's actually funny. I'm like, yo, if you guys see this man in ranked or matchmaking, please BM him. Let's watch it.
And me, take a look at his deck, take a look at my deck. I'm just messing around. Let's explain my deck real quick, all right? So I was a few points away from getting the EX Gyarados. So I was like, you know what? I want to do something that's going to kind of get me in the mood for the Gyarados. So let's use a water deck. And I kind of want to use some waterfall cheese with the Gyarados. So I was thinking, what Pokemon has waterfall? Well, I chose Goldeen. Now, Goldeen has a large waterfall. I think it has the biggest waterfall in the game. And we're going to be rocking the Rotom. And the Rotom is what's going to enable us to try and get some waterfall cheese. So that's the theme for this deck that I've been creating. And then we do have Tympole. Now, Tympole is a very interesting Pokemon. We featured it a long time ago. I can't remember if it was Melty who was using it or if it was Tarvel. I don't remember who was using it. But Tympole's kind of an interesting mon. Let's take a look at what it could do with primarily the attack. The Danger Signal. Look at mine's level 10. They put everything into the Danger Signal. So what it does is one of your Seismitoad, Palpitoad, or Tympole that is not asleep or frozen may be moved within their MP range. That Pokemon gained weight. So here's what I thought. You have your Tympole on the board. It gets attacked. It lands Danger Signal. And then you have to have a friendly Palpitoad or another Tympole or Seismitoad, and it moves within their MP range. What I didn't know is that this actually can, like, it pertains to itself. So if I land Danger Signal, I get to move 3 MP because I am a 3 MP figure. It's with my MP range. Whereas Mew and Shuttle Flip, granted, it is a blue, so blue wins everything. But Mew is only able to move 1 to 2 steps away, where I can move 1, 2, or 3 steps away with the Tympole. And it is a 2-star purple, so it's not that bad. So that's the premise of this deck. We were still rocking Golisopod because it got buffed. I wanted to use it. I wanted to get some cheese with it because if you attack it and you have something on the bench, you can switch figures. So I wanted it to be out here. I wanted to be actually over here. I wanted to have everybody into a Watermon at Water Machine. They would attack me. I'd switch with the Goldeen, and then I would hop over with the Goldeen because I can move through Watermons, and then I would attack with the Waterfall and try to get some cheese here. So that was like the premise of the such a interesting cheese. It never worked. Deck, it just didn't do so well. So we're going against Jake 90 here, and Jake 90 here pretty much has the win. I have like one last hurrah. We're going to X speed with our Wash Rotom into the Aerodactyl. Hopefully that it gets the taunt. And this man just out damages me with a Stone Edge. Now, instead of taking the entry point, this man has the audacity to Mega Evolve the Dactyl, skip over the goal, and surround my Resolute form. This guy. What an asshole, right? Like, come on, what a dick. This guy. So if you guys run into Jake90, have no mercy on him. And if you do beat him, please let me know. Please send me a duel ID, all right? Let's jump to today's episode now.
I don't think nobody ran into him, and nobody got to show me them beating him.
We do have a few boosters to open up.
All right.
I do want to let you guys know, I believe the Queen played a lot. I want to say maybe I played 15 duels, just trying to learn how to play with the Tympole and switching out my deck. So this is like the final deck that I created because the Golisopod just wasn't working. It was always hitting its gold, its 50 damage. It never hit Swords Dance. It just wasn't good, and it puts me in terrible positions when I'm moving. When you KO it with the flying blow or whatever it is, you move over the opponent. And I had the game won, but then they attacked me and I had to fly over them. And the positioning wasn't well, so I still have to get used to it. But so this was like the final deck. We also got rid of the Gold Team because the Feebas. Feebas does have a giant waterfall, and we can evolve. We can evolve into the Milotic, which is not bad with its large blue. And we also switched out the plates. We're gonna rock the Rocky Helmet. I think Rocky Helmet's a very important plate if you want to rock with the
dude. I talk way too fast. I was streaming yesterday and somebody, I think Brandon, pointed out, he's like, dude, you talk way too fast. And I do, and that's why I fumble my words so much.
The Gyarados, because you're going to evolve from the Magikarp, because I think it's real imperative to have a 3-star Hurricane. So the Rocky Helmet's just going to allow you to KO a figure while you get the evolution. So this is the final deck that I was running with last night. And take a look at my opponent. He's rocking the double Lunala. So we can't use Tympole on these two figures, and we can't really use it on Combusken. I mean, we could use it on Combusken, but we mostly want to use it on the Magikarp or the Fracture. So let's see how this match unfolds. My opponent makes a mistake here and opens up with the Fracture. I think Fracture should be in the center. I don't know why he moved it here, and he just basically gave me a lane. So I'm like, all right, we're just going to bring on the Rotom, and you guys already know what's going to happen. He has to cover up goal. Or it's pretty much GG, boys, because we're going to attack into the Fracture. Well, we have to attack into the Fracture. So he doesn't cover up and brings a Lunala, and this is what we're going to do. We have a DC. We only have one DC, so if it doesn't work, it's kind of bad. But we have pretty decent odds because I am level 10, and we hit the danger signal right away, and we just get to move and walk right onto the board. And I also gain weight. That's why you can see the little enemy.
These are some of my favorite cheats. It's like when people just don't see things coming, it's like it's so fulfilling when it works. But if it doesn't work and you're in a bad situation, which happens to me a lot, I try to do things, you guys know, I always try to do things for the tube, and it rarely works out, but when it does, I freak out. But when it doesn't, I get so salty. But I mean, the odds aren't even that good, but this one, perfect, and it totally catches the opponent off guard. And I love that feeling that it makes. I mean, it probably makes them feel stupid. I don't like that feeling, but I like the fact that they're like, wow, I just got played, and now it's something that they have to know about. They can't just know about the meta. Yo, look how I paused it. Look at my eyes. All right, Nation of the Tympole. So let's jump into this second match. This was actually the last match of the night. This was the last match to get me above 4K in monthly, so I could finally go to bed. It was 1 in the morning, dude. I started playing around 11 probably. But dude, look at this deck, Vixen. This just reminds me of you. Even though this wasn't your deck, it pretty much reminds me of you.
It was 1 in the morning. It was the last match, and I had to win. Otherwise, I would have only gotten 4 points. I was like, dude, can it please be an easy match so we can go to bed and get this Gyarados? But take a look at my opponent, saying he's rocking the annoying deck, man. He's got 3-chain level 10 Gardevoirs. This is level 10, so he's got a pretty scary deck. He's got the Recycle, he's got the Elimination deck, he's got the Mega Altairs and Mega Gardevoirs, and I was like, dude, this is going to be a very annoying because of this thing's ability. Opposing Pokemon cannot MP move through this Pokemon using the effect of an ability. So I can't use Rotom's ability to move through figures. I believe I can't. So I actually learned how to play with Tympole towards the end of night and think this is how we should play. If you go first, typically what I would do, depending on what my opponent has, and this really only works if the opponents do not have Aegislash. Aegislash is a major problem. You guys already know that.
Yes.
Aegislash destroys the deck. So, but what I typically would do is I would just be defensive right away. I'd put Rotom here, and then that dictates whatever they want to move up. And typically I was getting rushed by Marshadows and Keldeos, and it was bad. It ended bad. So if you have the Tympole, I think this is what you should do. The first thing you should do, if you move first, if the opponent does not have an Aegislash, you move up right here on the side. Because what's going to force the opponent to do is they're going to have to either...
Yeah, this is what I was alluding to early, like at the beginning of the match or the video.
Block off here, or be defensive with the on the goal, like move towards the goal. I guess they can move one step right here and rush if they have like a runner, but then you can just set up your defense and you'd be pretty good. Cats are going crazy. So what I do is I'm going to open up here, and then Sang is going to fall for the bait. They're going to counter. So what it allows me to do is move right up here, and now we can air balloon right away. So he does the right move. He brings on the Gardevoir, who has a large purple, but I was like, you know what? It's the last match of the night. We're going to go for it anyway.
Let's
and
go.
That's exactly what we do. So if
That's what we call high IQ Pokemon duel plays. Let's go. 200 IQ.
you're rocking the Tympole and you go first, go up the right side, they counter.
That win felt so good because, like I said in the video, like I just wanted to go to bed. And when I saw this deck, I was like, dude, I really don't want to play against this. And we totally averted it. Let's go.
Go on the inside, air balloon. GG boys. Let's go. Let's jump into the third match. All right, guys. I promise you, not every match is going to be that quick and we're going to win right away, okay? So take a look at this next deck. We are actually going up
Aegislash.
Aegislash. I'm going to show you how to beat Aegislash, and we kind of just got lucky. We'll just put it that way, okay? So here's like the original deck that we were running, and we're going up against an Aegislash. So Aegislash is definitely a problem. I go first, and that's why I'm defensive. I can't really do anything here. And then he brings on the Marshadow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on the Feeny and hope he doesn't attack. He doesn't attack. I'm like, all right, this is cool. This is perfect. Brings on the Abra. Now I'm going to bring on the Golisopod just so we can get some Golisopod cheese, and I have some gold there. And he's going to pull the switch, so I was like, okay, now we have to cover up. We got to be a little more defensive here. And then I bring on the Tympole, and this was bad. This was...
Wait, why did I do that? Like, I knew his priority was taking the entry point. If I just left, well, I guess, yeah. If he took the entry point with Marshadow, he probably, I guarantee he would have attacked the Rotom. So that's why I moved the Rotom. Okay, so that actually makes sense. I was thinking about just leaving the Rotom there, and if the Marshadow took the entry point, then I could surround the following turn because of Feeny's ability, and I could just bring on my Watermons. But like I said, yeah, he probably would have attacked with Marshadow. So it was good that we moved over.
It was terrible. What we should have done here, we should have definitely brought on the
Yeah, that was a bad play.
The Keldeo. We should have brought the Keldeo on.
Definitely.
The Keldeo. If we would have brought the Keldeo on, I definitely think my opponent would have done the same move. And then after that, then we could have brought on the Tympole right here. My opponent does not have a scoop up. They don't have any other 3MP figures on the board. And then we could have went to the goal, attacked. Well, I guess if we had attacked there, we probably would have had. We would have had to gone here. Opponent probably would have brought on. I mean, then again, I think he would have brought on the Arceus, and then I would have taken the entry point. I would have. You guys know I would have definitely went for it. But our Tympole's gone, so things are looking really bad. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to threaten a surround on the Marshadow. He's going to back off, and now what I'm going to do is air balloon. I could have changed forms, but I'm going to air balloon and threaten just to be aggressive here. And now I'm going to take the entry point here and I attack. See, this was a dumb attack by me. We do get the flying blow, and what it does is it puts me in a very weird position. I have 2 Mons on the left side of the board, which is very bad. What I totally should have done is I should have attacked the Aegislash. The Aegislash is a bigger threat. We did have the DC. I should have DC'd the Swords Dance into the flying blow, because then what we would have done, we would have been able to take the entry point the following turn. But now I have 2 figures over here that's kind of out of position. But what my opponent does is they make a very interesting play, and they move the Lucario on their entry point. And I'm like, oh, you're giving me an opportunity. So what I'm going to do is we're going to max revive our Tympole, and we're just going to see how my opponent responds to it. And what they're going to do is they're going to change forms with their Aegislash, and I'm like, please don't move here, please don't move here. And he doesn't. I'm like, let's go. Set him up. We got the DC. We're going to DC here. We're going to go for the danger signal into the Lucario. Please don't hit your dodge. Let's go. GG, boy.
It's such an odd play. Like, why would you put the Lucario on the entry point if your intentions are not to Mega Evolve the following turn?
and be threatened. Yeah, so that was very interesting. I don't know why they made that play and then decided to move the Aegis after. And it feels good. Dude, I actually remember the first time I ran the Tympole and I set it up. The first match I played, there was a Lucario right here. Went through him, attacked him. He hit dodge, dude. I was so salty. But all right, let's jump into the last and final match. All right, guys, in this final match, I'm going to let you guys know ahead of time, we are not going to get the cheese. This is actually a played-out match. We'll see what happens here. So look at my opponent. Immediately what I noticed is they are rocking the Kyurem Black, right? The Kyurem Black, because he does have the Zekrom. So I got to be careful here. He does have some pretty threatening meta and past meta figures, so we just have to pick our battles here. So what we're going to do is we're going to be defensive here. Should have just been aggressive, actually, with the yeah, what did I talk about? I totally talked about if you go first, they have one runner. I don't know why I didn't just move up the Tympole on the right. The Rotom. But I'm going to Washing Machine right away because I'm anticipating... Wait, he's got no runners. The Kyurem. Well, actually, no. If I do that, he brings Kyurem on. He probably brings Kyurem right here. No. He brings Kyurem here. And then I go here. And then he just Megas, or not Megas, but uses the plate, and then he becomes 3 MP. So actually, maybe defensive was the route to go because of the typical Kyurem strat. So maybe that was the right move. The black Kyurem to, I'm expecting him to use the DNA splicers and take my entry point right away. So here he does. DNA splices, I'm like, okay, he's going to take the entry point. And what it does is it kind of wastes a turn for me because what I have to do here is I have to be defensive because I don't want to get DC'd and attacked right away. So we're going to move right here, and then my opponent pulls a switch here. I don't know why he pulled a switch here.
Yeah, I don't get this play.
Understand. But we're going to set up the cheese, but he brings on oh my god, dude, these rolls, dude, I was so upset about these rolls, actually. We should have brought on the Keldeo again to counter because I think they would have brought... Wait, that was kind of a misplay on his end, because now I can DC with the Keldeo onto the Absol and go for the win. Do I even notice that? On the Absol, and then I could have brought on the Tympole the other side. But now they only have one turn of... Yeah, do I notice that? And my window of opportunity is already gone. But I was really hoping that I would hit the water jump there, then I would have moved right there. We would have been close to threatened game. But he gets the rock wrecker, and I'm a little salty here. And what we have to do is we have to cover up because he can...
Oh, yeah, we do have to cover up because he can... That makes sense.
Just move here and attack me and cheese me. But he attacks again and again, gets the rock wrecker. Like,
I remember now.
Really? Like, we're not going to get this cheese here? Because what I wanted to do, because I put the Keldeo here, I wanted my opponent to bring something here, and then whatever he brought right here, I would have cheesed with the Tympole. But since he got that first initial knockout, it kind of ruined plans, and now they're no longer water. Now I can no longer go through them. Now we actually have to play a match. But what I'm going to do here is we're going to DC.
Okay, this is perfect.
There's an opportunity to win. We have to go for it. I know the odds are not the greatest, and my Resolute's only level 1. Like, I know I need to change. I need to level my Resolute to 10, put everything into water jump, but
miss.
I don't even have the resources right now. I'm kind of poor. I don't really have that much gold. So things are not looking good for us. We lost our Tapu Fini, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to max revive my Tapu Fini because we want to be able to get our Watermons on the board if they get moved to the PC. But I was like, you know what? I think we're going to attack here. So he attacks me. We're going to attack the following turn. Fortunately, they
double miss.
But I'm like, you know what? We're just going to attack, hope for the Pawnee, and we're going to try and get rid of the black Kyurem. And we do get the Pawnee. I'm like, no way. All right, let's go. Get rid of this thing. And now my opponent is down. He's down 2 figures. So now we have the advantage, but my figures are kind of weak. Like, we don't have the Fini. We can't just bring everything back on the board.
How do I win this?
We don't really have anything good. But so what we're going to do is we're going to Rocky Helmet here. And we're going to try and get rid of this, but they get the Bulldozer.
It's really the only play I could have made.
Z-gauges are still up. So he's going to attack her. Really good odds of KOing me. Hits the dodge again, though. Let's go. So what I do is we're going to attack. We're going to try and get our evolution. They do get the Rock Blast. I'm like, cool. Now we have my low tick. However, Z-gauges are up. And we know what this thing can do. So things are not looking the greatest for me. So I think they make the right play. They attack. They get the roll. And I was like, great. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have to, like we have to Z-move. So I'm going to Z-move right now. Get rid of the Absol, but it still puts me in a terrible position because their Z gauge is up. They can Z move me and then attack me the following turn because I'm going to have to cover goal. But for some reason, my opponent max revives. I'm like,
Yeah,
bro,
that's kind of interesting.
what is, like, just Z move and then I make a misplay right here. That was stupid of me. I make a misplay and don't surround this thing. And I was like, wait a minute, why did I do that? And we get rid of the threat. So that was a big mistake on my opponent, and then big mistake on me as well.
Some
I don't know
sloppy
if I
plays,
necessarily
boys.
agree with this play. I mean, well, I don't know. I think I want to make it with the Steelix and rush with the Steelix rather than this. But what I'm going to do is we're going to attack here.
Trying to
We
get that.
don't really have many options,
go.
so we're going to water jump. We get the water jump. Like, that was my plan, to try to get the water jump and threaten game, and we get it. So now what my opponent is going to DC here, and I don't necessarily agree with this. Like, just Z move. Just Z move me. I don't understand. I guess maybe he probably has better odds doing this, the DC, because you could have Z moved and I could have hit my purple. I don't know if the odds were that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe the Absol was a better play. But now they're going to come down. They're going to attack again. And they get the roll, but pay attention to what I have on the bench. So this is my options. I know there's Z gauges.
My boy Tympole.
I know I'm going to get Z moved the following turn if I don't be defensive here. So what I decided to do is I'm like, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it for the tube. We're going to move our Tympole up right here. I know I'm going to get Z moved. And the following turn, we are going to danger signal into the Zoro. So that's what I'm putting all my faith into this. I'm like, all right, everything's going according to plan. Here comes the Z move. Let's go. He got me. And then it's going to be GG boys. But we get a clutch magic coat. And now I have the option to protect my goal to be more defensive. But I was like, no, we're doing it for the tube. This is for the tube.
I don't think I
Let's
get
go,
it.
Tympole. Danger signal on the Zoro, but Zoro is the number one gold attacker in the game.
God.
You guys already know that. And
That would've
now
been so
I'm
amazing.
Super salty. Super salty. But we have pretty decent odds of surviving here, so I'm not too worried. And we do hit the blue hole, and we choose to confuse the Absol, which I believe we totally should have confused myself, actually. But we're going to rush up here, and we're going to attack again and try to get the water jump again. But we get a clutch Aqua Jet
Number
into
one
the
gold
second
attacker.
time hitting the sucker punch in a row. That is why Zoro is the number one gold attacker in the game, because he's the most consistent gold attacker in the game. So now he's going to D-move here, and I'm just hoping we hit our Sacred Sword, but unfortunately we do not. We do hit the Aqua Jet. So this game is far from over.
I really
But
don't remember how I win this.
Our Popplio is going to be able to move 3 MP. So I'm like, all right, so now we can rush. And now my opponent is going to make a Steelix. And I make a critical mistake here. I definitely should have a Z move with my Popplio because it would have made their blue and their purple go away. But I decided to attack just normally, hoping for a KO or a sleep, but we don't get it. But my opponent here makes a mistake, and he attacks me, and he negated the fact that I am still running the air balloon. So even though he KOs me, we do have the air balloon, and we are just going to
Let's go. Let's go.
onto that goal. Let's go. GG, boys. Look at Popplio. Balloon trick. Popping balloons. Well, actually, not really popping balloons, just making your purples disappear. But anyway, again, guys, tomorrow.
Oh man, dude, that was an interesting match. It would have been so funny if we would have got the danger signal. Well, if Zoro wasn't the most consistent and number one gold attacker in the game, he didn't land his gold. That would have been such a fulfilling win. But all right, guys, we're gonna cut the video today for there. We're gonna cut the video there for today. And I think the next Pokemon Duel video will be out next week on Throwback Thursday. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, as always, peace.